People say that AI will be a bubble. NVIDIA is expensive, Palantir has gone parabolic, so what is the next big move in the market? The quantum computing space, specifically Rigetti Computing, has seen a breathtaking rally, up over 250% year to date. In this video, I'll break down everything you need to know about the company. This is the Investor Apprentice channel where I research high potential or undervalued stocks to find out if they're a stable long-term investment. If you don't want to miss on any future videos, drop us a follow. And with all that being said, let's get into the video. So having a bit of a background look into the company, Rigetti, stock ticker RGTI. It is a full-stack quantum computing company where they design, fabricate and integrate their own chips and develop platforms for their users. They have a current market cap worth about $16 billion and their headquarters is located in Berkeley, California with about 150 employees, so it's not the biggest company in the world. They are a quantum cloud computing company, a subsector of quantum physics which has the potential to become the next phenomenon in power generation. They differ to typical compute as they produce their own manufactured superconducting qubits instead of the use of bits. These are what allow for faster solving of complex problems with the quantum processing units, also known as QPUs. So before we get into what the company actually does, I'm just going to talk about what quantum physics or technology is. So quantum physics is a fundamental theory that describes the behavior of nature on the smallest of scales. This would be at the level of atoms or subatomic particles like electrons and photons. It is a very confusing but complex theory, and Einstein himself described it as being spooky. So a classical computer bit which we use in our everyday lives is typically 0 or 1, but in quantum this can be 0, 1 or both. And there are four key pillars to quantum technology. The first being quantum computers which uses qubits to solve complex problems. The second being quantum communication which uses quantum key distribution for its data transfer. Next is quantum sensing, which is the manufacture of these extremely precise sensors that are very sensitive to changes in magnetic, gravitational fields as well as time. And finally is quantum metrology. This focuses on developing next generation measurement tools. For example, they have created the quantum clock, which is so accurate it will only lose 1 second of time for every billion years. So we can now have a look into what the company actually does. So Rigetti is a vertically integrated company, which means that they go from the start to the end all in-house. The computing company focuses on building and deploying the integrated quantum computing systems, and their main business follows three key steps. The first being building the actual quantum computers, the hardware. They design and manufacture their own superconducting quantum processors called QPUs. These are the core chips that perform the quantum calculations. Next is the development of the software. They create the necessary software, including their own quantum instruction language called Quill, and development tools like Quill SDK, which includes the Python language. Finally, it's their own cloud service from which they provide access to the customers through their platform called QCS. This allows high-profile organizations like NASA and the University of Edinburgh to run the quantum algorithms without needing to own their own hardware. So having a look at the financials behind the company. The current share price of Rigetti is just under $48 and it has made 132% moves year to date. Having a look at the latest earnings report, revenue came in at about $1.8 million, which was an increase quarter over quarter, but is down 42% compared to Q2 of 2024, which caused some negative sentiment around stock. Net loss came in about $39.7 million, and a large proportion of this, $22.8 million, was due to non-cash losses related to changes in fair value and other liabilities. Earnings per share, they did miss analyst expectations, coming in at -0.05 per share. So overall, Rigetti's earnings were slightly negative due to the year-over-year revenue decline, but the quantum space is very volatile and is influenced by its long-term potential. Having a look at the intrinsic value, the quantum computing space is based on the potential of quantum technology, so the volatility is expected. Future forecasts are quite bearish, so it's hard to use the fundamentals to track a company like this. Wall Street estimate, worst case scenario, it would be down 60% year over year, but best case is saying that's 20%. So overall, it's not really fair to look at the Wall Street estimates for a company like Rigetti. So in conclusion, Rigetti is one of the front runners in quantum technology and specifically within the quantum computing space. If they are able to deliver positive sentiment around the stock on the next earnings report and in the future, as well as continue proving the capabilities of quantum technology, I can see them being a strong leader in no time, challenging the likes of Google and Microsoft. So do I think it's a buy right now? I think it is definitely a long-term hold. It is capable of becoming a company very big. I think quantum computing is truly the future of it's the next stage after AI. So if they're able to keep doing the research and growing and proving that quantum is the future, I would say that it's a buy right now, but it's a very long-term hold. So thank you for watching the video. Remember to like, subscribe and leave a comment below as it really helps out the channel. I'm documenting my whole investing journey as a student apprentice here on YouTube, and if you want more videos like this, just let me know.